That's Danny Murphy, who was on Jim White's show this morning. I don't remember Danny Murphy's favourite club, Liverpool, celebrating wildly a draw against West Brom. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Come on, Dan. I mean, that's a game where the old frailties were there in evidence. They've conceded 2 goals in a minute to go from 2-0 to 2-2, and then they've shown the character to go on and win the game. That must feel really good. Bearing in mind all the slagging off everybody's been doing. When Harry Maguire's celebrating that goal with the United fans, I thought it was brilliant, actually, because this is a guy, he's been hammered, possibly from within, but certainly from outside. He's getting absolutely ruined by everybody. And there he is at one with the United fans celebrating. What's wrong with that?
Did he cup his ears? No, there's a bit harsh off Dan there. I think that's ex-Liverpool player speaking about Manchester United. I think it's a little bit harsh. Like you said, it's a huge rivalry. It's the first time since the fans have been back that they've been allowed in the stadium. Why not go and really spend time with the supporters who's come to follow you? And they're having a rough time, Manchester United. We know that, and I think it was great to see. You're away at Leeds and you're celebrating like that with your supporters.
Robert has tweeted me saying, you just said you didn't think Wolves would go down. You tipped us for relegation. It wasn't this season, it was last season. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves were in the relegation mix. I said that at the start of the season. A lot of Wolves fans were very angry about it. One of them tweeted me later in the season to say, I have to apologise to you. You were right. We're very much in the relegation mix. Apologies, which was very magnanimous of him. But I haven't once said Wolves will definitely finish in the bottom 3. Last season, I thought they'd struggle. And guess what? They did, to the point where the manager went. Ash is a Man United fan. What do you want to say, Ash? You're on talkSPORT.
Hello. You all right, guys?
Yeah, all good. Good to have you on.
Great show as always. Yeah, just wanted to say about the title race as well. I think it's a long way from over. Long way from over after this weekend. I mean, yeah, Liverpool have got a game in hand, but am I right in thinking they've still got to play City as well?
Yeah, at the Etihad, yeah.
At the Etihad. That, I think that will be the title decider. I think whoever wins that could probably still go on and win the league this season. So I don't see. We talk about City not looking like they're going to beat anyone. I'm not looking like they're going to lose to anyone. I don't think I can see Liverpool really losing to anyone anytime soon either.
Okay, so yeah, they win the game in hand, Liverpool, if they win the game in hand, and then they win at City. The goal difference suggests that Liverpool will be ahead of Manchester City. Obviously, depends on whether Man City have big wins or not. I don't know how you can be so certain of that, because Manchester City, they don't lose games regularly. They probably, arguably, you could say, given what have been going on, since October, that could be the last game they lose this season, the one on Saturday.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I still think there's a slip up from someone somewhere. I really do. It's going to be one of those where I know the City are good at handling the pressure. Liverpool as well. I mean, in recent years, Liverpool have been up on the top. They've buckled under pressure in recent years. But I think there's a slip up somewhere. I'm hoping that's going to be in the FA Cup 5th round at Peterborough, but we'll see. What are you laughing at?
I don't think it will be.
Oh, is it going to be at Palace a couple of games after, is it?
Oh, is that what they got? They could slip up there, Well, Palace notoriously good against top teams.
Palace's only away win was at Man City this season. That is the most remarkable fact in this season. How do you not win away apart from at Man City? It's bizarre, utterly bizarre. Let's speak to Chris, who's a Wolves fan. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, not too bad, lads. How are you?
Yeah, good, very thanks. Good. Are you confident you'll be top 4 or not?
Honestly, I mean, my heart, I'd love to say, 100% we're going to get it. But my brain is telling me it's probably not going to be the case. You probably don't follow Wolves too much, but following out as I have over the years, we've always got a slip up in us, and the second we start to dream big is normally the time when it comes unravelled. I mean, just looking, you've got United, Arsenal, Tottenham. And let's be honest, United are looking at Arsenal as Tottenham as their main sort of rivals for that fourth spot. They're probably, thinking West Ham, not about slip up. They're struggling, and we're not even in the mix. But it's only the last couple of the last couple of games since we beat Tottenham where people like yourselves are starting to talk about Wolves. And don't get me wrong, it's got my hopes up, and I'm starting to think, bloody hell, if we can get a fourth spot and it is achievable mathematically, then great, Champions League. But hand on heart, I'd be more than happy with Europa Conference. I mean, that little spell we had in the Europa League a couple of years ago under Nuno, first time we ever had European football in my lifetime. I just turned 40, That was an absolute fantastic achievement. But I mean, if we could, I don't even want to think about Champions League, but if we could just get Europa or Europa Conference, then I'm more than happy.
Why are you talking? He's talking it down, Chris. You're talking it down. Why are you doing that?
Because I'm a Wolves supporter, and I love the club, I love the team, but I'm a realist. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. These next two games, Arsenal Thursday, West Ham on the Sunday. If we get some points like that, I'm going to be dreaming big. We're all going to start, ride that wave of hope, so to speak. But I mean, you look on paper. Once we get past them two, the rest of our fixtures for the rest of the season, on paper, are pretty favourable, and you'd think, yeah, we should get, but we know it doesn't always work like that. Our hardest game, I think, is the third or fourth one from the season, Man City. But if we're in this position, I mean, could you imagine?
Could just stop you there. I mean, Chris, sorry, mate. You've just said they're all straightforward after the next couple or whatever. Your last game's Liverpool away. Your penultimate away game is away to Chelsea. A couple of games before that, you are at home to Manchester City. Come on, none of that is straightforward. Listen, I think it'd be an amazing story because he'd only been a manager 18 months, hadn't he, before he got to Wolves, Bruno Lage. If he took them into the top four this season, that's a phenomenal story. And a few people have tweeted in about how Nuno left the club, or the state of the club when Nuno left, saying they were ripe for relegation. And this guy is completely transformed.
What about not top four? What about if you got him into the top six? Would he be in contention for manager of the season?
It's a great question, actually. It always seems to go to the champion, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think the pound for pound, if they had one of those, a pound for pound award, you could easily say, yeah, he'd be very much in that mix. Leon's a City fan. How you doing, Leon? You're on talkSPORT.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you doing yourself?
All good,
thank you.
Good to have you on.
Yeah. In regards to the game on Saturday, I think we deserve to be beat. Absolutely no doubt about that. I think what Pep did was a big mistake. But Kane, I think we made him look a lot better than he was. I'm glad we didn't get him in the summer.
What?
Because 150 million they were wanting for him. Not a chance.
Hang on. Did you see him play on Saturday? And you say you made him look, but he did those things.
Right, but our defence is the best this season. We made him look so much better because we were awful. Absolutely awful on Saturday.
So you're not giving him any credit at all?
Yeah, but not as much as people are making out.
But you've just said your defence is the best of the season, which it is. But Harry Kane, you're now saying it's your defence that made him look awful. Is it not him that made your defence look awful?
No.
So no credit at all, Leon?
No, I'm not saying that he doesn't get any credit, because, yeah, he's a striker. But people saying, oh, yeah, he's a world-class and all this lot. He's a striker. He's got, I think that's his 7th goal this season. That's embarrassing for a striker of that quality.
Yeah, but if you look at the game on Saturday evening, Leon, there were things he was doing beyond, and he did score goals on Saturday, but there's things he does in games beyond scoring goals. Can you not see that?
He's 28 goals for Spurs behind Jimmy Greaves' record, who's one of the all-time greatest goal scorers in English history. And he's 28 goals. That could be done by the end of next season if he stayed at Spurs. You've got to give him some kind of credit.
I do believe he will still be at Spurs. The only other team that I think will possibly get him will be United. I really hope we don't get him. I really, really hope. I'd rather.
He's just scored 2 at your place. I mean,
Kane for over 100 million, or Erling Haaland for 60 million, 21 years old, banging goals in left, right, and centre.
He's not done it in the Premier League though, Haaland. Yet you can't say that he's done it in the Premier League. Kane's having a one-off poor start to the season. He could still quite easily end with 20 Premier League goals. We know he can go on a run. Whether he will, I don't know. But to say you don't want Kane to maybe take you to that final push for a Champions League if you don't already get it this season, come on.
I just think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just think his best days are behind him.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm listening. Everybody's entitled to opinion. It's what this show's about. It's what the station's about. He does have 7 Premier League goals and having banged in double figures and more over the last 6-7 seasons. You know, the record Premier League wise for Kane from 14-15 season, 21, 25, 29, 30, 17, 18, 23. He's going to get double figures in the Premier League. But actually, if you look at his record this season for club and country, 23 and 39. Now, they're not all Premier League, I know, I accept that. But this is a guy who tore Man City to shreds on Saturday night, live on talkSPORT. And the Haaland thing I get, but you're talking about somebody who's a different age, hasn't got the Premier League experience, right? I think we all suspect he will do it in the Premier League. And the age thing might make him a better bet to sign at that price than Harry Kane. But that if he's not available, just say he signs for Real Madrid. Then what are you left with? Man City, if they do want to go for a striker, and I appreciate they've signed the guy from River Plate, but if they want to sign Harry Kane, I don't think it's going to happen now. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen last summer. Then you can't say that's a low-risk signing because he has form. He has form and class in the Premier League.